So, Jim.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
So I decided to put this up here.
Having a little fun, are we?
This is Which is Better. And obviously inspired by Streets of Rage 4. Jim had a different Which is Better, which we'll save for next time.
Yep.
But I thought about this, and I went through, and I actually played all the games that complement what we're about to talk about. I wanted to say which is better between Max Thunder Hatchet, a.k.a. Max Thunder from Streets of Rage 2, and he's in Streets of Rage 4, and Mike Haggar from the Final Fight series. So, Jim, I'll let you go first because I already know who you're going to say, and I'll let you take it off. And just be aware that I'm going to try to put aside who I actually like the most, and I'm going to do devil's advocate here.
Well, Brian, I might be surprising or disappointing you because I got to go Haggar. And I have to...
Damn it!
Yep. Yeah. Threw that right back in your face, didn't you, bitch? Because, you know what? Let's put it this way. I love Max. Max might be my favorite character to play as in all of Streets of Rage. And I might like Streets of Rage more than I like Final Fight in general. But Haggar is way more iconic. He was in every single Final Fight game. The only character to be in every single Final Fight game. He was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He was in Saturday Night Slam Masters. He's just a guy that Capcom has just thrown into a lot of other things where, I mean, of course, it's Sega being Sega. You don't even see Axel or Blaze and other things that much, but you especially don't see the lower tier guys in their eyes like Max Thunder. I love playing as Max. He's probably my favorite character in all beat 'em ups, which is saying a lot for me. But Haggar is better, even if he is a little leather daddy with that strap over him.
You took all the fun out of this. I wanted to prove you
Yes!
so wrong.
Yes!
So, yeah, Mike Haggar is the answer.
Well, be devil's advocate, Bri. Here's a challenge. Be devil's advocate right now.
I can't because I had my shit lined up because I knew you were going to... I was convinced because I know you've really only played like a half of one of the Final Fight games. And I know you're such a boner hard for Streets of Rage, so I'm like, oh, there's no way you're not going Max. You fucked me up,
Method by
Jim.
madness, Bri. Method by madness.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop.
This makes me so happy.
So here's the things. Here's why I'm just gonna double down on why Max is a dumb character, even though he's as Jim said, he's Jim and I's favorite character from Streets of Rage. One.
Cool pants.
Can we just talk about how fucking stupid Streets of Rage 2, the cover art for that is, where he's bald, and then in the game he's not?
Oh, that does damage to everyone on that cover.
Why? Like, what? But here's the deal. Skate looks like Skate.
Right.
Blaze looks like... Go ahead.
Real quick. All right. Were you a dumb kid like me and constantly confused at the back cover and thinking, why does that guy have a don't walk sign as a head?
I mean, I'd have to have it in front of me to know exactly. I'll just say maybe, because I don't have that memory as good in my head.
Because just to show you how dumb I am, I was like, man, that guy's got a sign for a head, and he's never in the game. When it's really just a guy walking under a sign. So, yeah.
I hate you, Jim.
It's the brain power I work with here.
As I was a kid, it legit bothered me. I'm like, who's that bald guy?
That bothered me, too.
And I'm like, wait, why is he...
Is it the Donovans? But he's got Max's pants.
Well, what really drives the point home that fucks me up of... They've mishandled Max so bad in the fact that he's only in Streets of Rage 2. Obviously, he comes back in Streets of Rage 4. But in Streets of Rage 4, is it just me... Other than he's got a tiny bit of gray. Like, I already thought in Streets of Rage 2 he was, like, a little bit older, like maybe 30s. And in Streets of Rage 4, like, when we first see him, he's got the tiny bit of gray. But then in weird cutscenes in Streets of Rage 2 and 4, he almost looks like Japanese. And I'm like...
Well, the game was made in Japan, Bri.
I understand that, but Axel, Blaze, and Skate certainly don't look Japanese now, do they, Jim? They don't. So,
Titties.
My point is, I was like... Why does he kind of look Japanese in the cutscenes? Is he Japanese? He has zero backstory. I scoured the internet trying to find any information. As you said, Capcom has blasted Mike Haggar everywhere. Dude, 6'7". Like, I can get fucking stats about all this crazy shit about him. Max, you can't find shit. Other than he was in a comic and he was a cop but then quit the force. Like, that's it. And, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. And I think you and I are actually on the wrong end of the spectrum here, because I think there's a lot more hate for Max than
really
you and I, apparently, and we'll get to it at the last part
we're going to
of this
get
topic,
to it, yeah.
But he is hated on a lot of polls, which shocks the shit out of me, because I thought everyone loved Max like me and Jim do. Like, when Jim said he liked Max, I thought that was the normal answer, and apparently we're dead wrong. So I just wanted to throw it out there. You know, Mike Haggar, I thought for sure you were going to say Max. I can't even... There's really nothing I can even play devil's advocate. Like, I could think of very stupid things, but yeah, at the end of the day, it brought to mind one question. Capcom, no matter how you feel about Final Fight,
right,
they have always done a great job of integrating characters of their franchises into other games. Why didn't Sega, and I guess Sega just didn't have as vast of a bunch of franchises to do it, why didn't they have a big fighting game series where they included all that? Like their Final Fights and other series? Like,
because it's one of 1,000 things that Sega's done wrong over the years. That's why. They ignore their old IPs. They ignore everything. Sega of Japan will go out of its way to spite the West, because if something's more popular in the West than it is in the East, they'll just do what they can to be like, yeah, we don't care about that. We care about like what appeases Japan. So Sega's a weird company, man. They shoot themselves in the foot out of like personal spite on purpose for no reason.
Taking out MAME and fan created, was there ever even something of a Streets of Rage fighting game? Like, and I'm not counting the battle mode.
No. No, they were never thrown. Oh, Jesus Christ. They were never thrown into any other. Sega never really had its own flagship fighting game franchise. Like,
true.
The American developers, like, they made, what do you call it? Eternal Champions. They were really trying to make that the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter killer, and of course it wasn't. But also, Sega of Japan was like kind of against the game and the whole marketing that they did behind it. Again, Sega of Japan fighting against Sega of North America for reasons. So that's, another reason why we never got that. Like, the best we ever got from Sega for any kind of crossover shit was Sega All-Stars Racing and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, which are great games. But it just kind of sucks we never got more than just a straight... Like, why don't we have... Like, Sony has their Smash knockoff. They only did it once. I wish they did it more, but they had their Smash knockoff. Why doesn't Sega have theirs? They have enough characters, goddammit.
Yeah, it's always driven me crazy. I would love, even if you just do a Streets of Rage fighting game and you literally use every boss, just use bosses and characters, and that's enough. Like, you don't have to use common enemies, but use bosses, use characters, do a simple, make it complicated. I don't give a fuck. Just give me a fighting game. I would have always loved that as a kid, and yeah, so
Sega being Sega.
If you guys out there can argue for Max being better than Mike Haggar, I mean, I could throw together some real bullshit, but it would be stretching.
One guy's got bigger shoulders.
I would, let's just put it this way, Jim. I could stretch my bullshit and make an argument out of it, but at the end of the day, I just know in my heart it's wrong.
I'm just glad I took your fun. That's all I'm glad about.
You did. You really did. This is almost the inverse of when you fucked up so royally about how you argued against Resident Evil.
I was just thinking about that. This almost makes up for me shooting myself in the foot there.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Jim ruined that bit. So
I enhanced it with your disappointment.